What is up, y'all? It is Tasha C again. Sorry about the little shaky intro. But today, due to the fact, if y'all check out my test video, also check out my guest appearance on Jay Mayo's recent podcast. Shout out, check down below. When we talk about stalkers and you get a couple real life stories in our lives. So, anyways, y'all. Listen, if y'all heard it, that was my daddy. And as loud as hell. God bless you. Door closed. But anyway, today I'm doing a bundle edition because due to health and technical difficulties, I've been behind. So in order for me to catch up and not have to waste, time, and y'all seem lovely of other YouTubers like Smore Love, The Ghetto View, um, Ghetto Ashley Miller, Bonnie Blue, Forts Rocks, Much Love, Platinum Rose, JDNS, just to name a few of the people who review Real Housewives Atlantis. I hope you check them out if you already haven't. Um, I've been doing the shows that I've been reviewing. I've already reviewed them, and I've been doing bundle edition. So it's basically like I talk about little highlights that are important to WA or I care to remember, and then talk about the current episode. So, a lot of stuff like y'all said, y'all probably have heard again, but I'm going to go like really like Keller allows us and really talk about this last episode, which seems to be the most decent one out of this. Okay, now let's start. I want to get this out the way with the Kenya thing. Now, we got Kenya's ass. She's up here, of course, excuse the pun, but literally, okay. We got her doing, the ribbon exercises are becoming popular now. And, Candy brings the issue about, what was texting Apollo and stuff like that. She's still claiming Hassie Silk text that's supposed from Apollo like it was innocent. How are you? What you're doing? Fine. Okay, bye-bye. And, she's still in the process. She's staying in the hotel room and she has this prince from Africa, Akeem, Prince Arfili, Apache, whatever she's trying to claim, that does not seem to exist. And she's staying in this hotel room, which I have to admit that Nini's throwing shade, and we'll get to her in a minute as far as like what's going on with these past episodes. And, of course she has to be still messy. Now I can understand when Nini was taking her out so called house shopping and stuff, that the condo considered was $1 million and how much square feet. Oh, it was like only 5,000 square feet or something. Not that much room considering $1 million something dollars, unless it was just so high up there, in the some areas, just because based on the areas that you're gonna pay just to say you live in that area type of shit. Just to warn y'all, I forgot to say that there'll be a lot of profanity used in this. So anyway, y'all, we have here the thing that comes up where, just to make a long story short, when she comes there, it's always to throw shade. And I remember, of course, she was bringing up something about, you know, especially towards like Phaedra or anything, something about always about her enemy's appearance, if she can, like this, physical flaws or what she thinks are physical flaws, she tries to attack. Of course, she was talking about, of course, Phaedra's shape again. She did that last season. Then she got to talk about her this season, and then she got the nerves when we seen in the second last episode talk about Candy shape too. And it's like, even if they had roles and then plus size community and stuff like that, whatever, they have something that you don't have, and that's somebody at home. And on top of that, babies. So, no offense, but I'm just saying the way that she's talking, and I mean, and talk, later in the episode, she was talking about her aunt, talking to her auntie, like the thing is, unfortunately, with the thing with her, I think she did fertility tests and not looking so well. So unfortunately, I think due to her age, and it's getting to the point where it's basically signed between like marriage or going ahead either adopting or doing, you know, getting a sperm donor or something like that nature, or whatever procedures to have a child. And Auntie said, well, maybe right now just focus on just getting a baby. You really want one. And in between, of course, when she stayed in hotel, even though she's got this man and she can ask everything that he wants, he still has not appeared. Maybe she couldn't give him to sign the contracts to appear to be fake, and good to say, because Walter fucked it up for everybody as far as letting know what the trick in the bag was. And like I said, to this day, y'all, I wish I would have kept the clippings about she had actual pictures and everything when she was married in 2000. That must have been a fake ass marriage too. Okay, because I mean, like I said, it's under the rug that she was even under married, even though like I said, I brought up the first episode, a couple episodes, but that's a big ass question mark. And so this thing is, even though Kenya is beautiful and besides, I mean, she was, besides gets problems with the makeup and stuff like that, but her attitude is the reason why people may see why she is still single or has to pay off folks to pretend like she's with them and stuff like that. She even made a book a couple years ago, I think, too. She never talked about, maybe because it didn't sell that well, whatever the case is, about how a man, with the right game can get any woman he wants. Do y'all remember that? But anyways, y'all, it's this thing she's trying to pretend now son just trained her back on her words like I didn't sleep with Apollo, blah blah blah, all that shit or whatever, right? And then here we go. Recently, she got a new place, and of course Lawrence, who has to get in. I mean, he got in good because now he got his own show with Derek J. And I forgot who, Beverly. I'm not sure I messed with Mavis woman, but I'm just saying he is staying relevant, and I think only is being in this show to make sure that he gets his coins and shit, whatever. I mean, I don't think he would give two fucks about Kenya. Besides, as long as it gets him to get notoriety, to get some coins or to his shop if he still has to shop or whatever thing is. That's the only reason why he is still dealing with her. And then she got a place, and then again this new thing where she got the place, and then the next scene she has it where it might be directly more so towards Paige or Kenya when she had to show the gun. Even Brandon's ass was like, Virg, that damn half-ass twerking shit that she does every damn scene now. At first, when she's with her quote quote either Brandon or Lawrence now, she has I'm twerking by this and y'all already know how I feel about that. But yeah, she's up here, has this gun in one scene, said nobody better come for me or whatever they do, blah blah blah, this is gonna happen. But remember, I forgot also to mention when she was doing the ribbons and stuff, that she got nerves and audacity to sit here and mind like, I've been in this positions and I've been known to do all this, or letting like she is good in the bedroom. But that must be the only thing, then maybe, and then they leave your ass. But I'm just saying, based on that, like, okay, what was the purpose of bringing up that stuff? But, you've been trying to having to ask folks to pretend to be. I'm just saying, based on her behavior and shit like that, and that's why nobody really wants to be bothered with you. Yeah. So, anyways, we go fast forward. Like I said, her scenes were really irrelevant to me. And we go to this last two episodes where, Nene in her clubhouse, like I said, I'm about to get into her in a minute. Nene in her clubhouse. And she's the first one there, and with Nene and the girl, Monique, which I'm going to get into, that has the silent Y. She's up here got her mind basically get on Nene's last nerves, and basically also her putting her psychology class, of course, it's not to usage that she took. She is, trying to get Nene all riled up or whatever, like, I'm here and blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, she has to say something almost to damn near everybody or whatever, almost. I knew she kept saying, you got to the point you had to almost tune her out. Then when they get on the bus, because, Nene end up getting mad, and then she first, I guess, was saying, y'all can go on y'all selves, because I think she didn't live too far away, because, like I said, she set up, fruit trays and everything and all, had Nene's husband was out there sitting there sweating in that tuxedo with the with they weren't short the long shorts are waiting to give everybody rolls, and I mean I didn't even see a bottle of water by Nene's husband. Okay, so bread, So anyways, again, even when they go on the bus, she's sitting here checking folks and thinks like she should have the first room, dibs at rooms, the second best room at the Savannah place, which I'm kind of wondering if Bravo might have done this a couple reasons. Number one, to basically give them the middle finger. Number two, because when they're at the islands and even when they're in LA, it was, maybe the ladies might have said, I refuse to go out of the country with any of these bitches, okay? And I want to go somewhere now. We'll agree to go somewhere where if they get on my nerves, I can get a taxi and be able to be driven back less than a day or less than 12 hours. Because I don't know I don't know what's going on, but that does seem weird that they would go somewhere, that's not okay. Anyways, y'all. So, of course, she has to sit there and talk shit, whatever about, that. And then she's saying, even Monique was like, I'm supposed to have the second best room because I was, here second. But I would thought also, too, since Monique seems to know Monique longer than any of those females on there, supposedly, Besides, how I think she just owning all kind of new favor from other folks, even though they somewhat, I'm not gonna say they so new. You could grow up with somebody and don't be nowhere around them. Y'all can grow in the same neighborhood, go to the same schools and shit. But you know, Candy got his enough is enough and shit. It was like about to get in Kenya's ass, and Kenya still trying to talk shit about checking people about, do I waste this my time? Because, Kenya has to have a grand speech and shit, like she's still in denial and still ain't got her head. That tiara's been taken off your head, heifer. This heifer still, talking about I don't like people being late, that type of speech and shit. And then Candy had to go into her and stuff like that. Even when they got after there, Kenya still sat there and like once Candy, which I thought like, was a little petty, but I think like she just did that stuff, I don't know why. Just like, okay, first dibs. And even though I would have thought she would have left the room for Nene, but they did. The rooms in this place that just staying the wedding cake wedding mansion factory, whatever it's called, were all actually decent, all actually nice. So you got her again still talking stuff, whatever the case is, to Nene and trying to get her riled up. And Nene actually was calming down to Wusa because she realized, since the new normal ain't coming back and shit, she got to try to get some extra checks since that's completely gone away. So she ends up trying to get her started. And then when the conversation with Monique later on, just fast forward and whatever. I remember when Monique was talking about bringing up, which was inappropriate, about Candy, whether he downplayed relation and stuff. You wanted some attention, so you decide to bring this shit on the trip in front of everybody about Candy sleeping with used to date or whatever she thought, or or even if you thought that he just fucked your husband, you brought it up, and damn sure was Candy's ass. Okay, and so Kenny, of course, was asking, well, how was the sex or whatever the case was, asking Candy when she explained the real truth or really, what had happened with the relationship, which was technically downplayed, really downplayed for what happened. And I remember also Kenny was talking about too, and Portia was talking about the duties, and I think Monique's the same way. It's about, keeping the legs open or whatever the case is. And then she's saying, I think Portia said some comment about, if you don't do it a certain amount of times a week, if he cheats, it's kind of like your fault for your partially blamed. And this is the only time I agreed actually with Kenya, was about, if he does that, you're not supposed to be counting for somebody that you blame and being part of that fuckery. Something along them lines, something like that. Other than that, y'all, it's just really just Kenya, being Kenya, and I think the next episode she's supposed to be cool by y'all. But like I said, you really don't want to sit there and talk to her talk about her too much, because that's really what she wants you to pretend like y'all give a damn, which I don't. If y'all hear that, like I said, my dad is watching his westerns and shows for the evening, and like I said, he's kind of loud. Anyway, y'all. So the next person we're going to analyze, Cynthia, real quick. Thank God that she's doing better. And the thing is that she's met, her daughter is finally made it. She's having her first boyfriend and friend. The boyfriend comes over, he looks nervous and shit, whatever. You gave him a cup in his hand, and it was a glass cup. He was shaking and break because he was that nervous the whole time when they met. I didn't see or remember the scene because, like I said, I kind of half-assed looked at some parts, like 3/4 of the episode. I think her and Leon did end up talking. Please some comments let me know about who should talk to her about sex. So, I think that her daughter, Noelle, is now 13 years old. And so it's a thing of her just dealing with that. Like I said, she's healing and stuff such as that. But she's been kind of like really more been cool besides that. I really haven't been seeing that many like scenes with her. If it's maybe just me, but it really is not that much going on with Cynthia besides maybe her health and dealing with puberty and possible is she screwing this boy or whatever else is in that scene. And then like I said, she just was. She was talking with her, but I do want to also point out like one of the things that stood out to me was in this recent episode when she was trying to teach Monique shade. Since she doesn't know what the word shade is, due to Monique knowing, was not because of the fact she's biracial, because, it was played biracial. Some people, my sister-in-law's biracial, but, she's on the black side. Doesn't mean black side, but I don't know she too much know about her white side. I don't know. But I'm just saying that, she's like, she doesn't know what the word read and shade is and stuff like that. At the time, I didn't know neither. So It must be Oreo cookie. It's just like some more love says, I agree with her. Sometimes I just don't know. But anyways, y'all. Let's bring it up to here with like I said, Giuseppe was trying to tell Miss Monique about what's reading shade because Monique came in to get her eyes done and blah blah blah. And like I said, Cynthia has been talking and like, letting us know, like, of course, with the famous scene with Portia and the visible train, Smiley train, Tommy train, whatever. And y'all, she just was, which was true. That her grandfather's probably rolling in his grave after what the shit that she just said on television, and it's gonna be in tweets and probably tweets. I mean, I don't know why I said tweets, but tweets all across the country and get gifts. What is this? Gifts is called GIFs with S. But anyway, y'all, it was just that, she was also saying how she's changed, realized these girls are tough or whatever the case is. So, blah, blah, blah. I mean, she's talking, but, it really hasn't been anything yet as far as they haven't got into, I don't think, the possible financial trouble with the bar and stuff. Probably a couple more episodes since it's starting to get to decent. Okay, let's go with Miss Nene. Now, Nene is one of those characters. She's a bigger, larger than life type of person. And she kind of, at times, most of us probably have a love and hate relationship with her. And here's one of the things I know. She, again, now, like I said, it's good, I guess, putting up in the air. But like I said, the new normal, like I said, due to the channel NBC's recent curse, that regardless how good or bad the show is, there's a chance new shows nowadays are getting canceled by the woodworks. And the only thing that might last, as I said before, is probably Blacklist. So anyway, y'all, she's, that's got canceled. Now she's down, I think, delayed, and I think they finally started filming Glee. But again, you got the scenes, of course, where she's up here kind of mimicking her husband about getting with the shoes thing and calling him the queen of confessionals. And then even with this damn clubhouse thing, she's got to sit here and remind us that she has a clubhouse. Most of these girls don't. Okay, I understand this rich bitch thing, but like I said, one of them checks has been cut. We haven't heard anything else. Are you going to be in Broadway? Are you in a Medea movie? I don't know what the hell. It's just the thing is, you can tell that she's not used to having money, and she's one of those type of people who has to remind you that she has money and up to put up a front. And then earlier scene, this is when we meet Monique and her Chuck. She knew Chuck for several years, blah blah blah, and her and Greg go to visit the house, and Greg's just so happy now that he's able to, move out from the basement. What so right? But here's the thing that really I want to touch on. Okay, now Nene has the nerves and audacity to ask Chuck, even though you know him all these years, about supposedly the Candy, that he dated Candy, of course downplayed it, and about the Phaedra thing, and says something about, I don't know, it was confessionals, right? I think it was confessionals. He said it was talking about him and Phaedra used to be gay. He's both saying like downplaying both ways. She's like, no, which I thought like, okay, you could have, if you were intentions were kind of somewhat foul, Nene, you decided to do this on TV and in front of his wife, and and this just been so many years ago. But like I said, I look at it from this angle. Now, whether it was true that Phaedra was deep throating for Twinkies or a Tiffany ring, she should be the last person to say shit, even if this occurred. And it's the same as, her trying to expose her business, trying to put up there she's a head doctor and shit. And then you have to realize, Nene, you obviously have some short-term case of losing some of your long-term memory, because the last time I checked anything, now like I said, y'all, I sometimes cage to bring this. I used to work for Silla's, that's like Adam and Eve's and stuff like that type of stores. They used to sell, lingerie, sex toys, pornos, it wasn't no peep show, no shit like that, but it's just kind of like, a rated X version of like Victoria's Secrets and shit. And there was a couple people at times that thought just because I worked there that I was engaged, that I sell cooch on the side or whatever case, stuff like that, or give happy in. I'm just saying, just keeping it real. So if I'm just doing adult retail, fully clothed and everything else, and just selling stuff, thank you, have a good night, and stuff like that, just, bringing out stuff in the cash register, what the fuck do you think by being a stripper that people ain't gonna think about your ass? Now that does, she can claim all she wants to, but something that she only just dance. But at the same time, like I said, head don't count to some people as actually be sexual activity or hand jobs, Nene. So that don't mean you didn't go in the back room and champagne room and shit, and slobbed a couple knobs your damn self. I'm just saying it's not to say it didn't happen, but for her to sit there and always quit to talk about somebody else and her forget. I mean, you learn from it. Like I said, not all dancers or scrippers, whatever you want to call them, are all, they are ones that just dance and just go about their fucking business. But at the same time, it's like, here she's the main one talking and shit and needs to shut the fuck up. Besides having to remind us to know, like, this clubhouse thing, her Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Pee Wee Clubhouse, whatever the fuck she wants to call that shit, right? Nobody, damn phone. Nobody on this, it's really like this. It's like, okay, we get you have money. There's nothing wrong with getting your coins and, make fill up your pocketbook, with more money to the debit and credit cards. But don't think like, you gotta remember this. If you want potential people to look at your show, if you're so arrogant every 2 fucking minutes or whatever, they may think you're too ratchet or ghetto for their brand. You know what I mean? Like, this show is only going to last so long and stuff, and it's already stretched into the 6th season, which is, astonishing enough that they made it this far. But don't forget besides yourself, Nene, okay? These last couple episodes, I guess she was somewhat trying to calm down because you got, her, she, even though she got mad in Wusa, she did come back with this, the bus thing that they went on, trolley bus or whatever. Not the trolley bus, but some damn bus. And, she did get on the bus and she was calmed down. When Candy did the, thing of taking the master bedroom, Nene was, did announce that she took, about not getting the first room. But if she really wanted to act up, she could have acted up then. And she was calmed down, okay? Even though, you kind of admit that Nene kind of thought about it, is she does need to, get some more attention so she can possibly get at least another show and get some, keep getting them checks coming in. So I think she thought about it. So, and then also, did y'all notice how she tried to throw some darts and shit at everybody when she was talking about she decided, now she made this triple. Bob Bravo basically told her, Nene, you do this. Because, damn well, none of these women besides Party, Phage, and Kenya are the only ones that hang out with each other. And, beside off the cameras. And, so when they went to go to this church in this current episode, I noticed this heifer wanted to sit here and talk about, I wanted to bring it, take them to see some history, about that, the Underground Railroad, just history about Savannah, because most of the, I don't know if she said most of all, but even just saying most or some don't know about history. Now, I could see maybe applying that maybe to Portia, which I'll talk about in a second. But I'm thinking like, heifer, now you getting beside yourself. You all of a sudden got this magical clubhouse and shit. I could sit here and, oh, I ain't got no props around me, but I could just sit here and say, this is my goddamn clubhouse. So what? I said it. It's my clubhouse. Alright? And I'm just saying this. It's like she wants to put above beyond her stuff with him. That's it's just that people get sick and tired. And so what about knowing about how much money you have? Is she cool with Jewel off of Thick in the Water? I'm just wondering. I could see them getting along very well. So anyways, y'all, so that's pretty much. But that, like I said, this whole thing of her trying to throw shade like the girls don't know history and stuff like that. And it's kind of like, okay, so I guess meaning rich means already that you're educated too. Is that how it goes? Okay. All right then. And it kind of like, they were just engaged about the conversation about Monique bringing up the whole thing. I know they were talking about trying to tell Monique after Frazier read her to next year and shit, checking her about, what she said. So yeah. So let's drum roll. We're going to talk about this real quick about the Candy situation. Hopefully I can talk about this real quick, y'all. Like I said, the bundle edition usually probably like 40 minutes or maybe I'm trying to get this students. I went with Cage or Nene. Okay. Let's get to Candy. Now Candy, we know this is when her mother really acts like a fool with the whole thing with this showing her tie. She comes, of course, to the house and disrespects him, doesn't even say hi, just talking to the dog. Then she's talking. I can't believe somebody, the streets are talking, okay? And like I said, if you think about it, if even if it was a lie, if that was even somewhat half true, it would have been on the blogs. Whether they want to say factual information or not factual information, I do believe, like Candy's friend Cameron says, I think her name's Carmen Cameron says, the streets might be her. And she looks at what I realize is she looks at Todd as an opportunist only because technically she's actually an opportunist. So I mean, Todd is opportunist. I mean, time will tell whatever the case is. Then you go from there as and then I'm like, my bad. Maybe Mama Jones is right, but the excuses that she has is bullshit. She lied on the baby and said the Rowling said that she couldn't stand him, which she shouldn't have brought the child up in there. Like I said, the reasons why she has a problem does not make sense. The child's in harm's way. It's the child's in harm's way. It's the Candy's in harm's way. It's his abuse. It's the verbal abuse. No, the shit that she is making up is even irrelevant. Like, of course, like I said, that last dinner, she's up here asking Tyler, she's gonna sign a prenup, and she's gonna do this and this and this. And like I said, that's actually technically none of her business. That's supposed to be him and Candy and stuff like that. Of course, you have this thing she would bring up the pictures and shit like that, whatever. No, she would have had a problem if it was a full size, full all across the wall with her like this. Okay, she still would have had a problem with Todd because she looks at them as like if she financially is supposed to be taken care of, which we found out later on that's probably why she liked to Chuck because he financially was giving her shit like that, whatever the case was. And stuff like that. So Candy I think came back in the room. We all know that she said we're trying to work together, have a better relationship. Because she did that famous thing with Todd, ain't no mind how to keep off the ass. I think she honestly had a whole bottle of wild turkey before she came up in that bitch. But that's what let me know that she's an opportunist, and we all know after this a second scene she talked when Cameron was there when she was trying to wedding dress and think things was gonna be. She invited her mom, her two aunties, who also part of early bird crew as far as I'm concerned, and they purposely came there to attack a Cameron and they knew what the hell was gonna happen. So obviously Candy's taking care of her and some aunties and some other folks and shit. And she's up here, saying that Cameron's using hand-me-downs and all this other stuff. Because we already said before that I forgot to mention that she brought her camera into the conversation when she had the house and threatened Todd that she's gonna stay on his ass and you're offered your camera money and blah blah this is stuff and keeps on trying to sit here all of a sudden now and make up this relationship. And because she got recently hired by Candy, it's like, oh shit, there's somebody closer to the money I'm supposed to receive, okay? So, she come on camera the wrong way and, tries to talk like she's jump up like she's gonna fuck or something. Because camera just like, basically tries to let her know, like, leave him alone. Stuff like, you're not gonna do anything. The people street you're talking about, it's about me because she knows she's trying to bring affair. Why is she bringing up here? This fake ass affair, so at least that we know of. Between her and Ty, she's trying to say to my weird hand-me-downs and the hair is Candy's hair, I guess, was talking about it. And Cameron didn't even really say nothing. She trying to just try to jump up. Cameron's just still sitting there like this. Yeah, she's trying to come for her. You know what I mean? Like I said, she's trying to come for her and shit like that. And she, again, then the aunties come up in her face like, "What are you doing here?" Blah blah blah, whatever bullshit they want. And that's how you realize that some of Candy's family members are actually all opportunists. And she sat here, and of course, Candy comes out there at the time where I guess I guess Cameron left or Cameron had talked to her on the sides like you gotta control this stuff like that, because this is getting out of hand about your mom being this disrespectful. Like I said, it was twice that thing, and I think of course even if the bodyguard would have been there, it wouldn't have been sorry for Mama Joyce. I'm just saying, So anyway, y'all. There's that, after that occurring, you have the next day, because like I said, no, the auntie, she ended up asking the aunties, did you have a problem with Todd? Also, they have a problem with Todd too and marrying her. Like I said, she's obviously must be taking care of all of them and shit, right? And, of course, I think in between, I know she talked to Todd, said she does have to talk to her mom and straighten this out. You're getting out of control, just like a camera had to. I think they both told her and they told her separate. Does anybody else feel like y'all remember the song from K-Soul, Your Mama's in Your Business? Maybe just me, because that's the song that fits this situation, okay? And of course we had the other two incidents where Ma Joyce makes her appearance, where she sits here and talks to Candy at the new building that she's at, and she's trying to flip it around and lie and say the girl Cameron tried to come at her. We were just playing, and Candy somewhat had checked it, but they didn't really check it like she was supposed to. I mean, now you don't have to do the disrespectful way, because I know Candy trying to say I'm not trying to disrespect my mom, but at the same time, because here go Mama Joyce at that time to my, you're not supposed to disrespect me and stuff like that, and I'm your mama, but that doesn't mean okay if you punch the shit out of somebody from a black eye and shit that's supposed to be okay neither. I don't know nowhere, but just because somebody's related to you or been friends with you for years or been around for several years, you know what I mean? So, anyways, then she first tried to flip around and said you try to pull a psychological game, saying to her, I have nothing to do, wanted anything else to do with you, basically because, she feels like Candy took sides, which Candy wasn't taking any sides. But then when she realized, oh shit, I do still need her to pay for this house, this gas in my car, and stuff like that. Then she flipped it around and said, oh, I'm just going to wash my hands of the type of thing. I mean, I don't mean like I'm going to stop not being bothered with you. I'm just saying as far as anything to do with the situation. But then this bitch turns around at the same time. I'm sorry to call her bitch, but that's what. Sorry. I don't mean disrespecting nobody mama, but oh, heifer, we'll just say that. Then she goes to Phaedra, I think right before or right after, to her office, and the baby Adrian, her oldest son, is sitting there talking, he's talking to his dad from work. I mean, he's at work, and okay. And the baby, paper babies be sensing evil, crooked ass motherfuckers. She's sitting here coming in the office and stuff, trying to get a baby treat. The baby was already talking to the encyclopedia and stuff. Well, basically, when I went to to watch the JoJo Circus and stuff like that, I was quite entertained. As soon as he seen her, he just, ooh, this is a witch. That's the look he gave. He was so scared, you could tell he was frightened, and he had every right to be, because she came in, the baby left the room, or left with, I think, the administrative assistant up front, or whoever she was. And here, this heifer got the nerves and audacity to sit there, and, because after she offered the baby a treat, the baby was like, I would not like a treat, or something like that. Like I say, he knew that he seen evilness in the demon, and it's the devil, okay, when he seen that heifer coming. And here she got nerves, be asking Phaedra, like, about information like with her, with this prenup and everything else, stuff that she's not supposed to know about and it's none of her business. And then she got nerves to sit here, and this I know that possibly was some verbal abuse going on when she was younger, because here she's talking about some why you have a short and big head person why'd you introduce them, and then, she was thinking like, all the lawyers, and why would you introduce Candy? She's short with a big head, and, Todd's got a short with a big head. And then I'm thinking like, this was probably not the first time she sat here and physically attacked Candy. She probably said you can't pass a brown paper bag test, well, the fuck we know. I'm just saying is that, a lot of guys ain't gonna like you, so you gotta make sure you take care of mama, stuff like that. They're gonna try to take advantage of you, stuff, baby, but mama is always gonna love you. And I forgot to mention also, when she had that talk with so-called Mama Joyce is gonna sit here and wash her hands of every damn thing, I noticed that she was saying, about Candy had mentioned, and maybe that's why also she said this too, where she was gonna wash hands, because it turns out Mama Joyce, which you can see, we're not surprised, has been married 3 times by the time she was around Candy's age, which is like the beginning, almost of her mid-30s. And she has been married at times, and she was like, her grandmother didn't come at them like the way she's coming at her situation. And, like I said, well, that's not surprising that she went through, never mind, but I'm just saying. So, in other words, she threatened back to this situation here. Well, Phaedra's just like, she thinks like they're a good couple and stuff like that and whatever. And she was like, Candy's very smart with her money and blah, blah, blah and stuff like that, right? And so, this is when Mama Joyce basically threatens her on national television and says that she wants to choke. She feels like choking her right now. And I think her ass even blinked, okay? Like I said, the baby was right. That's the devil, okay? And, Ray's just like, the hell? And so they kind of faded after that, Then I don't think we see Mama Joyce, probably. I don't know if we see her anymore of these episodes. I hope not, or whatever case is, right? And I'll get that in a minute, because I just want to, I already know I'm at damn near 35 minutes in, okay? So, anyways, y'all, you got the lady standing post going to Triple Savannah. Candy was damn near second to last one late because she had to go to Chick-fil-A. and they were 3 hours late. I mean, let's be for real. I understand they're going basically on contract, not because Nini's going, because we all know Bravo's just setting up this trip to give more of a storyline. Like, we don't fucking know that now. And I understand, they're being late, and it turns out later on we find out that they were late to some event that Candy had, and nobody showed up to several hours later up neither. So it's kind of like, okay, we're late, but y'all late to stuff that has something to do with us. I honestly didn't see that scene. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. But let's go back here. So the Candy issue, she had to end up defending herself. Like I said, Candy, I noticed when she got that bed and almost about to go in Kenya's head, I think she was having a flashback of wishing that just, she could, all that anger that she had with her mom, everything's going on. I think she was going, like I said, knock Kenya back into Detroit, where the fuck she came from. That's how fucking frustrated she was. And, then we have the scene where, like the last scene here, that she had to defend herself because, like I said, I know she asked only about the Phaedra situation with Kenya. Of course, I brought that up during this, the beginning of where her with this exercise scene, it seemed like letting her know, like, you're not supposed to text about his husband. What is the deal with the whole situation? And blah blah blah. And then, like I said, they fast forward. I think her and Phaedra talk about it and shit like that. The place. I know I'm all over the place, but it is what it is sometimes. So anyway, y'all, so she in the last scene had to basically offend herself. I know her and Phaedra was talking about, because they were talking about the late shift once they got to the Western cake mansion and shit. Okay. And after the room thing, of course Kenya says, nobody gonna have control of me. I'm not gonna listen to nobody, your mama. That's one thing, like, listen to your mama also is the reason why you're in the predicament that you're in, but we get that in a fucking second. So anyways, the last thing I just wanted to highlight is like how she had to defend herself because Monique with the silent fly decides to bring up about trying to downplay. Oh, I remember when your husband went to Nini's wedding and your mama or your mom came up to my husband and like they snooze each other, some shit, whatever the hell she was trying to say, the so-called, I guess, throw the shade that she doesn't know about. And brings it up. Like I said, Candy was not going to bring up about the relationship, but she decides to sit here and bring up that shit up, okay? So she let them know, like, I used to go with him 19 and I got married with him. I broke up with him. It wasn't no 2-week relationship. He used to pay for this, he used to pay for that, pay stuff for my mom, pay for my credit cards. This is before I got really popular and really started getting them coins and stuff like that. It was actually, it wasn't just no regular. I knew all his family or stuff like that. And so, here's Monique looking stupid, and then she ends up taking some with that off on, Portia. I'm sorry, their names is, twisting around and shit like that. But yeah, so my thing is that let me just tell you real quick about the King thing. Based on what the hell we see here with her situation, it explains why she either gets people who run her or she runs them away. And what I mean is for example, it explains why she has a manager. Maybe, yeah, he may be good at work, but he's also opportunist. Her mom, well, her aunties are, I don't know who else is, but this explains why, obviously, maybe why she tolerated Kim and her bullshit, because she's used to a certain point because of mom, she programmed, let it program her head, and the aunties and whoever else is living off Candy, that, like, it's almost like indirectly she's expected for certain people to run her over. Okay, you know what I mean? I know it's hard to explain, but it explains like why Kim didn't have to pay her shit for the song that she made all this money from, and whoever else we know besides behind the scenes that Katie's been like dealing with issues and stuff like that in nature. But it just seems like Kim had all these damn stories too and shit like that, and violin and whatever. And then, we see why I consider the type of mom the family have, and she never dealt with issues. So it just seems like this thing with her and then running away people, of course, we mean like in most cases, the people who might be actually, there's a 9 times out of 10 chance that they're good for her, she'll run away. So hopefully her and Ty can still survive this, and her friendship with Camera, I hope I'm not saying that lady's name wrong. Forgive me, y'all, by it's wrong because I'm just saying is the problems that she's had with her mom and other family members she's taking care of, they're shifting off and they kind of affects her life and we see decisions. So Candy may have to, look into that and do some, some self-evaluation, because it's, of course we just all be blessed to have your mom in your life to have a relationship, but some of them do have to be, distance or tough, tell them, you don't have to yell nobody to get your point across or cuss them out. But I'm just saying is that it explains like why Candy let certain people run over her, because that's technically what the mama has done to her for several years and still doing this, maybe possibly to stay. I hope not. Like I said, her and Ty just need to go ahead and load. I know I forgot to talk about her and Ty with that FaceTime, but like I said, I'm sitting here trying to squeeze in 4 or 5 episodes into one thing, y'all. So okay, we got two more people, and this is P and P. That didn't sound right. Okay, Phaedra and Portia, because that really didn't. That sound nasty, y'all. Stop on. Okay, now to run Portia real quick. I mean, she stopped with. Thank God she stopped with that bringing up that thing. She told the girl she went to counseling about about still the husband issues. I'm glad she's brought up with the Corey thing Corey thing about stop saying, well, maybe he didn't want me. He had to be how you doing or gay. If it was, you still kind of knew the advance. You made them some arrangement, but you're trying to slash his name because you're kind of starting to get bitter. She's living with her mom still. She still get $5,000, but as we all know, I heard her sister takes her with, to go see a house. She supposedly went to the doctor. I think she fell or something she said, and she had caused fading. We all know how paranoid her and her sister was at the nearest Walgreens, I think, when she thought she had real high hypertension, high blood, or whatever, in that nature. But as far as I noticed now, she claims she's trying to, financially, she's in a position where she has to take care of her coins. Now, here's the thing here. Now, besides the apartment that the sister was suggesting, that's not including utilities. Damn, they would have been about $5,000. And so you're like, okay, utilities, this heifer, needs to keep her hair done. And, this is one thing I really honestly want to point out of every goddamn thing. Now, when she's going shoe shopping, she's going to a mall where they have everything is at least $1,000, not $10, not $1, not even $100, but a G. Okay, then she got nerves to have a goddamn stylist that comes in there. She looking at these shoes. She was killing the guy with shoes, but let's go give your ass some motherfuckers for free so you can sponsor and get motherfuckers in their store, because obviously she's one of the customers continues to keep coming in, or she's a regular there, or used to be a regular. Put them back. Even put down them spike ass ones back with the porcupine. I mean, they're kind of cute, but I mean, the porcupine motherfuckers that she had on, sounds the hedgehog type of shoes. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is that those were still $3,500 and stuff like that. Where occasionally she calls herself saving. Savings when your ass goes from shopping at the most expensive malls and stores like that to Target or Walmart. That's when the fuck you tell me that you're actually stacking and saving and stuff like that. Or even going to Macy's. Okay, Macy's sometimes have sales. Shit. What the hell? I'm just saying, she's ass backwards. And, of course, the scene where she's at Nene's clubhouse, she comes in, I think the second or the third, she was the third person there kind of late. And, when they're on their trip having this conversation, they were talking about, how Monique is kind of like a miss of being submissive. And then, I remember Portia was crying after the bus finally started moving and everybody settled down. And she was just saying how she felt kind of heartbroken because she was just like last year. She admitted that when she said it on TV and proved that her husband, she was proud of her husband allowed her to go on the trip, that the last trip that they went to last year. And she was, saying like how they seem to be more okay with Monique's situation, how she's kind of like, I ain't gonna repeat again like how about the thing, how she was talking about how basically you're supposed to have sex so many times and blah 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 blah. Nene claims she has it because I think it started. Nene says she has it every other 2 or 3 weeks or some shit or whatever. And they were just talking about being submissive and being, having some type of independence of your own and shit like that, right? So yeah, so she. Now this is the part. I'm sorry I have to get into this, but we gonna fast forward to after they make the announcements about Lady, after they choose the room. She, of course, the house is supposed to be haunted. There's a room downstairs, I think, in the basement, but they made it up into a room that you can live and sleep in and stuff. And she sat there and I think it was supposed to be Cordial and friends and then Sebastian to share a room, and Monique agreed with Silent with a Y, agreed and shit, because she is so scared about, because she don't want, I don't know even know they actually showed it just in the previous stuff I heard, and I don't want to see the Boogeyman and Cookie Monster and Count Dracula and stuff like that, and and all this other stuff, and So the last, of course, we all know the famous scene when Nene takes them on a history lesson because all of them are so ignorant, don't know shit. But unfortunately, Portia, now she first was talking. It was the first African American Baptist church, and there was also a safe haven for people passing in the Underground Railroad. And she ends up saying like what was that? Oh, sorry about that, y'all. If y'all new to this, the phone sometimes makes guest appearances. That's just how the way it is. So anyway, y'all, she sat here and was talking about, first she had a good message about how her grandfather has paved the way and he was part of the civil rights movement and blah blah blah, right? And then she was talking about she was walking with her father when the tour guide was talking about the civil rights movement, slavery, stuff like that. I think something along those lines. And she's just like, well, yeah, I used to sit, walk with my granddad when I was 6 years old, and I'm okay. That kind of threw me off at age, but maybe if they throw rocks and throws up, but he didn't know. It probably was still some shit going on. But I mean, because I think she's only a couple years younger than me. I think she barely just turned 30 or 31 or whatever. I'm 33, y'all. So I'm just like, what? What? I'm just doing all. Then the biggest thing. Oh my God! I know I'm repeating this again, but when they were talking about the Underground Railroad and the crawl spaces and everything else, when she had the nerves and audacity, yeah, I said audacity. I know that ain't no goddamn word, but when she had the nerves and audacity to say, like, well, what, who ran the train? And I know they didn't have electric trains like us. Oh my gosh, I'm really all lazy trying to explain for her. And I had to agree, Kenya, second time, this probably my only other time, that she was like, she actually felt sorry for her for being so dumb. And that is sad, because she let us know that she's definitely going to be nothing more than a trophy wife. And it let us know that, it's like, did she get homeschooled, or did she get, she might have got extra attention as far as like she was able to pass certain classes just because of who her daddy is and the pools and shit that they able to pull. You know what I mean? So there are people, because they have pools or they're important or they famous or they work for the school system or something like that. Sometimes they do, and they're higher up there and shit like that. There are times where they will sit here and get a pass. Who knows how many times Miss Portia has got notes from the teacher and shit talking about to the parent of guard, we needs to talk. Okay, she's going to have to go to summer school. No, no, no. Well, her grandfather, this and that, and he's this and that, this and here, and then she'll be able to help people. We want her to graduate with the rest of the class. Please, teacher, please, okay? Because I damn sure don't see that or whatever, right? And another word I forgot to bring about, like with the Candy situation too. Like I said, the Mama Joyce is full of ish. She's an opportunist and stuff. We all know she wants to make sure that not only Candy pays for all the early bird specials that they can have, but also she wants to make sure she gets the best of the Beverly Johns collection whip collection. Okay, so we'll put that in too. Okay, I just forgot to say that. So yeah, y'all. She does that famous scene. Then she had to. I agreed with her. She had to check the hell out of Monique without the Y. Because she was up here checking her, and because she did seem like the weakest link goodbye. So, she all checking her. All she was just saying when she got the nerves. Now, she the one brought the situation about Candy, and then once she found out Phaedra dated him too, or whatever, she the one who brought up herself. This is after they went off their tour and they're stopping somewhere, and of course, Phaedra, the problem was, she just had a baby, and I don't know if it has, if they had a baby, and she had to keep, pumping out that milk because of, the boobs are gonna explode and stuff. She's the one that came after Portia, whatever. Your man don't want you. You ain't got no husband, something like that. Portia had to let her know, like, bitch, you ain't blah 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 blah. But Portia, I do give her credit. She did end up apologizing. Because even though she came at the wrong person as far as Monique coming at Portia, whatever, and checking her, Portia did apologize, and I guess they squashed the beef for now. So let's go to the next and final thing. Monique will just go as a new possible character who is trying to make sure if they ever miraculously have a season 7, that she makes sure she gets, a little check here, and she also possibly can be another one with the damn peach in the back like this. Okay, so anyway, y'all, like I said, she is on the term. Sorry, y'all. I just had to turn on my phone. I was letting it charge. Um, she was just letting us know that she's trying to get on the show. She was trying to actually embarrass Karen Candy as far as I'm concerned and stuff, whatever the case is. Now, also too, to try to get cool points with Nene and them. When they were having a little announcement after they chose rooms and shit like that. And all the rooms, like I said, is nice. I think all the difference is with Candy, she just has a nicer bathroom, but they're still, overall nice ass, all the rooms looked very nice. So, when they're talking about the next tomorrow's morning or whatever events that everybody's supposed to be there. Of course, Phaedra then was also pumping it up as well, and you got Miss Monique with the silent Y up there got a reminder. It's like, yeah, I heard that you look real late, so you got to make sure, or something like that. She said, and this is when Phaedra let her know, I got a new baby and I got jobs. All caps, okay. Letting her know, like, Heifer, you can be a trophy wife all you want to, shit like that, but I actually work. So for you to sit here and you don't even know me, but you're quick enough to say some shit about me, whatever the case is, shut the fuck up. She didn't say all that, but that's indirectly what she was saying. And that's when they had a little talk. I think it was Nene's room, her, Cynthia, Kenya, and Monique, I think, and Portia were also there about the reading thing, and they didn't know that she got read, and Monique didn't know that she got read. And this whole thing she started saying to us the next day with her also with, her booty shorts on and stuff like that, that she let us know that she is biracial, but she's been the type that's been on mostly her white side. So she doesn't know, because she didn't know what the heck red meant or, read or whatever. I didn't feel I was red. She thought it was a feeling or something. Like I said, I got things, like I said, after this stuff, I'm still learning my damn self. As far as reading shade and tea and shit, I kind of got tea down, but, and juice and everything else. But she's like I said, I just felt like it's an opportunity to sit here and bring up the Candy and favorite situation. Even if they did use go to your husband, I just felt like she sat there and brought this up. You should have seen the look on her face when she realized the Candy thing, even though the man downplayed it and never dated. And Candy, I think he said either they dated 2 weeks or never dated at all as well, that it was more to the story than what it was. So it was that, ended up with that conversation and stuff, y'all. So, like I said, it's just, but she was nice to get Phaedra's pump, but she forgot it when they were on that, this recent episode. So she was nice to get that at least. So, like I said, you got Cynthia, I forgot to mention, is giving her tips about how to look good, whether you're reading somebody or you're getting read, so you can look fabulous anyway, in and out, okay? So, like I said, she should have, that was her doing as far as getting it on at the table, but she the one set herself up by asking that information, and that could have been shit she could have asked Candy herself, or even on Phaedra. So, did I almost go with everything with the Portia thing, stuff like that? Oh yeah, so the last person that does, we gotta go about Phaedra. Now Phaedra, recently her and Paula went to dinner, not recently, but her and Paula went to dinner because she went ahead to talk about this Kendra issue, which I think was still kind of a low blow to a lot of women who cannot have kids for certain reasons. She sat here, was saying a comment about, he don't want scrambled eggs, but she still want to get down as far as knowing this whole thing about what had happened supposedly with her and Kenya. When they went to this dinner, now he gonna end up Apollo changed his story. First, already he's mad that he's not getting all this attention all of a sudden, right? We all know Phaedra is still, about to get ready, to be up there getting her own selling caskets and embalming people and all. In the morgue and stuff. Now he in this dinner got the nerve to sit here. His story changed. It was one of those what has happened was. Now at first it was like they just talked but didn't see each other, or it's like he asked us. Then it changed. He slipped and said some shit about all of a sudden now. Oh, I seen her. We seen each other at hotels. We didn't see each other face to face. And then when I seen her, then I moved to another hotel room. And then it seemed like once Phaedra was put it together, stuff like that. Like what the fuck? Then he tried to say, he's like, what? I'm a grown ass man. Then he flipped around and changed. Then he's trying to say, you ain't gonna tell me who I could talk to as far as friends, stuff like that. But like I said, let's him and Kenya was friends before Phaedra them met or as a coach. You know what I'm saying? I can go on about that situation. But to make a long story short, Phaedra basically cussed out all that Southern Belle, went out the goddamn window because we all heard the sound clips and whatever when she was going the fuck off on him in that car. Like, you want to be in this bitch? What the fuck? You know, and all this other stuff. So she stopped talking to him for a while. She got threatened by Miss Mama Joy / I gotta make sure I get my Beverly Jackson collection all intact and shit like that. And ain't nobody gonna get in my way. I'll beat your ass too in this office and claim that you tried to attack me. Now that's what Candy would have said. The Candy's mom would have said, my bad. So, anyways, we have Phaedra. She's having a lot of things. You've seen her that she wasn't talking to Paula for a while after that incident, because like I said, there's still some holes in the story. And him even talking to Kenya, especially on top of that, that's also her enemy, and him talking to her. And he want to play this, I'm grown and blah, blah, blah. Oh, shut up, Apollo. Go on somewhere with your backpack. You and C's off of Black Ink can go somewhere with y'all backpacks and go on somewhere and have a little field trip and shit, okay? Backpack. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm about to bring that up. But what I'm saying is that then they have another talk and they kind of, y'all notice they edited the super trailer like he kind of was checking her like the marriage on the rocks. But then they kind of had a better understanding by the time that, before she got threatened by Mama Joyce, that she was just like, you know what, you'll get a new remix version. It's just going to be a couple more months. I'm still in school. I'm almost done with complete. And they kind of have an understanding, so she became in there on good terms. When we go, like I said, she was the last one to come on the trip and stuff because, the whole, she always going to keep seeing the baby thing, whatever the case is. And she's a mom with the jobs. And we already know that she checked the hell out of Monique or whatever with the silent with the Y and stuff like that, whatever. And when she talked about her relationship or whatever. Like I said, we don't know whether it's true or not, even though Kenya tried to make it seem like he just hit it and quit it on and off for years. And I'm thinking, like, you don't even get, like, probably hit it, quit off on and off years neither. You probably wish you even had that shit as way probably dudes could leave your ass. So, so anyways, y'all, Phaedra, like I said, had read the hell out of, Monique without a Y, and at the end scene, she just let it be known like she's good friends with Truck and stuff like that, and it's no issue, stuff like that. They were together with in middle school, and I think they dated in college, and that's how Kenya's trying to say, like, whether she is or not, she already admitted that she respected marriage, and it's been so goddamn long ago and shit like that. It gets to the point where, because like, I'm not trying to want to start any drama. So whether they probably were involved, I know they brought the conversation, like, how do you feel uncomfortable with, Kenya used to, know what to do. I forgot who was saying, I think more so like Kenya was, of course, out of all folks. Do you feel comfortable with knowing that, he used to be beating that up on regular one time and all this shit and all this stuff and DNA was exchanged and all this shit, you know what I mean, and everything. So I'm just saying overall is Kenya is going to be the one who has to sit here and remind us over and over again that, she's going to keep stuff up to stay relevant. And even now, unfortunately, the only reason why I stay relevant because we can't fast forward. So we have no choice to sometimes see her in scenes because she's in with other castmates. We wish we could, just edit and just make her ass disappear. But we can't. We have to be stuck with her. I mean, besides it, unless we fast forward and stuff like that with scenes where she's with half-ass twerk. Don't get me started, Brandon or Lawrence or whatever, and everything else. Like I said, where is this so-called dream guy, or whatever the case is? And then she's talking about the houses. She had to remind us it was 15 minutes from Buckhead. I hope that I'm saying it because I'm not in Atlanta and I'm not trying to disrespect it because it's Bankhead and Buckhead, and I think isn't Buckhead in the comments like the nice, but she had to remind us wherever which one of those heads are supposed to be the good ones. I'm sorry, that even said which heads, whichever areas are at where it's supposed to be the suburbs or the good area, rich folks area. She had to remind us also in between there as well. Now, y'all, I'm sorry I didn't go in detail, but like I said, it was a bundle edition, so I hope y'all enjoyed it and listened to my ass talk about almost a damn hour stuff. I got a couple more to go, and I'll try to get them out the way before the new year comes in, or at least right before the new shows, start coming in, like that Blood, Sweat, and Heels, and all the other little premieres, a few little more shows I plan on doing. But thank y'all. I appreciate all the love, all the shares, all the new subscribers, all the YouTube friends, all the just all the love and everything else. Shout out to Mike B, to get a view, some more love, Self-Esteem Queen, Majestic, Squeaky Jones from TV, Jay Mayo from Up for Discussion. Okay, y'all. I hope I got all this. Don't kill me if I forgot. I'm not trying to first forget y'all. I'm just trying to get this out of the way. And y'all will see me later on. If I probably might upload this after 12 o'clock, but I do plan on at least doing another video, especially at least the Black Ink season finale. And I may try and get one more bundle edition in. So y'all take care. All right, see y'all next time. Bye.